because I do believe in a ladder system. I do think the ladder system works. I just don't always think that I have the bankroll to be able to sustain high enough for this type system. Hey guys, welcome to Mark the Point. Today we're going to be playing a ladder style system, okay? This system is going to be placing the 6 and 8. We're going to be doing these at $30 limits, a $30 bet on the 6 and 8. We're going to start this off at first at a $30 level. Now, of course, there are 5 ways to roll a 6 and also 5 ways to roll an 8. That's 10 combinations. Well, there are 6 combinations to roll big red. So the goal is you have the advantage right here hitting these rolls. Now, let's just say we hit a point. Let's say the point is on the 9, and we do not hit a 6 or an 8. We're only going to be collecting, by the way. Let's just say that first. We're only going to collect, so if 6 or 8 hits, that's going to pay us $35. We're going to put that money back into the rack over here, and then we're going to continue this out. We need 2 hits, guys. We need 2 hits to get out of this hand because that's $60 investment. That's a $35 hit. So you need 2 of these to hit to be able to make back your money to get back in profit, okay? So if we do not get 2 hits out of the 6 and 8, we're going to ladder up. Let me show you what that ladder up is going to look like. Again, this is going to start off at $60 total, 30 each. If we lose this bet and we do not hit either one of them, or if we only hit one of them, we're going to ladder up. So when the ladder up goes, you're going to go to $60 on each. So $60 on each, which is 2 greens and 2 reds, okay? Now, these bets, that's $60 each, will pay you $70. Well, it's kind of ironic because if you do not get a hit on the first one, or let's just say you do get one hit but don't get out the hand, this actually covers you for your $30 bet. So you can take this back down, come back to the rack, and you got $10 profit. And your initial bankroll or your initial bet is back at $30 each. I'm going to roll this out, guys, because I do believe in a ladder system. I do think the ladder system works. I just don't always think that I have the bankroll to be able to sustain high enough for this type system. And I kind of like playing the across the board versus just a 6 and 8. But we're going to try this out to see if it can actually work, to see if we can grind through some profit here and let the ladder system work for us. All right, we're going to be starting off with a $1,500 bankroll. You're starting at $30 and you got $1,500. Well, let's just say you never really know how high these could actually get before you actually start pulling money out of here. So there could be a situation where you have $100 bets out here and you want to make sure you're covered just in case. So we'll see if the $1,500 you have to use it all or not. But we're going to go with that safe and sound for $1,500. Let's get a point established. I have some dice here. Let's figure out which ones you want. Let's grab these 2 right here. Oh, not that one. Let's try this again. Let's go to 2 hard ways, the hard 10s. All right, here we go, shooter. Let's do this. All right, it's going to be a 5, 4, 9. Okay, that's going to be on the 9. So you do have options if you want to work to come out. I'm not going to work to come out. I'm going to keep the puck off. The bets are off when the puck is off, but you have that option. So we're going to drop down $60 total. They say take me to $30 each on the 6 and 8. So again, there'll be a green and a red for each one. We need 2 hits to get out the hand. If we not, we're going to ladder up. Let's go, shooter. All right, that's going to be a 5, 4, 9. That's going to be back on our point. Okay, that's going to be hit our point. So again, we are going to turn our bets off. Our bets are not working when the point is off. All right, there's going to be boxcars 12. Now, this system, I am not going to play a pass line. So if you know my systems, I always teach, I do not play the pass line personally. So we are not going to play a pass line. We're going to keep that bet off. All right, that's a 5, 3, 8. Okay, so that's going to be 8. So let's turn the puck back on the 8, and here we go. And there's a 5. No help to me. That's going to be a no-field 5. There's a 4, 3, 1. Again, only looking for the 6 and 8. The most common numbers. There's another 5, 3, 2. And there's a 6, 1, 7. Okay, so we do not get one hit. Remember, there's 10 combinations of this. We did not get a hit, so we're going to pull all this back. So we're going to ladder it up. Now we're going to go to a $60 bet. I'm going to go ahead and set them up premature, but we're going to drop down $120 to the dealer and say, put me on the 6 and 8 at $60 each. So that's going to look just like this. It's going to be $60 each, and that's not wanting to stay. There you go. The puck is off. Our bets are off. Here we go, shooter. All right, and that's going to be a 5, 2, 7. That's why I do not work the come out roll, because that's a 5, 2, 7. Here we go. And that is a 10 down there on the end. Let's mark the 10. Okay, again, we're looking for one hit. One hit will give us our investment back, okay, from that first shooter. Here we go. And that's not going to work. That's why I said you had to have enough bankroll, right? Enough bankroll. Now we're out. We have two knocks on us now so far. So what are we going to do? We're going to go up to a $90 bet, guys. A $90 bet. That's going to be 3 greens and 3 reds. Let's go ahead and set it up. It's going to be 3 greens, just like that. And then 3 reds for each. Just right here and right there. Let's put all this back into the bank. That's why I said let's bring $1,500 just in case. And here we go. All right, it's going to be a Yo 11 mid-mo Chiro. No help to us. And there's a 5. Okay, 3-2. We're going to see if this ladder works, guys, or how risky it is by playing it out. Our bets are working. Here we go. And there's a 9. That's going to be the 6-3. And there's an 8. All right, we got our first payment finally. So let's remember here now. So you started off with a $60 bet, okay? But then it missed. So you went up to a $120 bet. So total right now, you have $180 invested without collecting anything. This is going to be your first collect. That's going to pay us $105, guys. 105. So what we're going to have to do is we are not out of this hand because, again, we've only collected 105 out of what? Out of 180. So, but we are going to ladder down one. Okay, so we're going to ladder this down to a $60 bet versus the other one versus a $90 bet. So all this is going to come back to the rack. So let's pull all this back. Again, we are still invested into this hand. We want to make sure we get all the way out before we keep going. All right, there we go. And that is going to be the 5-1-6. So that's going to do it for us, right? That's going to do it because that's going to pay us $70, okay? $70. So now we are out of the hand and we are back to our original bankroll. So we're going to pull all this bets back. We're going to pull these back, pull these greens, go right back to our original $30 each. So now we are back at our original $30 level, and now we're kind of ready to keep rolling out. Let's go. Now we just want to collect some money, right? See if we can get a collection here, and there's not. That's going to be a 6-1-7. So just when you thought you're out of the weeds, Big Red shows up, and that's okay. It happens to us. It happens to everybody. So pull this back. Yeah, we go ahead and get another point established, and then we'll set it back up. Here we go. All right, it's going to be on the 9. That's going to be the 5-4. So mark up the 9 and drop down $60 to the dealer. So that's going to be $30 for each. Actually, it's 120 at $60 each. So 60, 60, there, and there. So $60 on each number, which is 120 total. The point is on the 9, and here we go. Do you like the ladder system? Tell me down in the comments. Do you play a ladder style system? I typically stay away from them. All right, that's going to be a 10 down there on the end. No help to us. And that dice scattered everywhere. It is going to be a 4-1. It's a 4-1. It wasn't that. It rolled over my chip there. A 4-1, which is a 5. Again, no help to me either way. That's an easy 5. Easy 5. All right, that's going to be a 6. That's going to be a 5-1-6. All right, guys. Here we go. What's going to happen is that will pay us $70. Again, we try to get out of our original investment, which is 60, right? So we can pull all this back down. All this back down. That's our $60 plus $10 back into our rack. All right, and then we can split this back up and say, take me down to $30 each on the 6 and 8. Now, again, now we got a little bit of profit in our bank, okay? But we're not enough to where we want to keep making sure we're collecting this now. Got to get some collections here. All right, there's a Yo 11 mid-mo. And that's aces. That's going to be the dots in both places. What do we have here? That is a hard 4. Got a hard 4, guys. A 2-2. And there's back to aces. How about that, guys? 2 of them in one hand. Here we go. And there's an 8. All right, that's great. We're going to collect. So again, if you're in profit, all you do is just collect. Keep it the same bet. That's going to pay us $35. Put that 35 back into the rack. Just like that. And there's a 10 down there on the end. That's going to be the easy 10. Again, no help to us. And there's a hard 8, guys. That's great. That's going to pay us the hard way, which is a easy $35. Yeah, we are not playing the hard ways over there, but you would have paid out if you would have played it. There we go. Oh, let's try that again. And that back-to-back hard ways, that is my hard way parlay. It doesn't help us out because we're not playing it. However, that will still pay us $35. We're going to put that right back into the rack. Now, at this point in time, guys, we are out of the 2 shooters. We're out of the hand. So even if we lose this bet right now, we're going to go back to our original level because we are in profit for the shooter. So we are doing pretty well, okay? And here we go. Let's keep it going. And that is a 7. That is a 4-3. That's okay. Again, we got out of the hand, which is what we were supposed to. And we got profit back into our rack. All right, let's do it. Let's turn the puck off. We're going to get another point established, and we'll put the bets back out. And that's going to be, look at there. There's 3. Is that 3 hard ways in a row? Oh, my gosh. I guess it got reset by the 7. However, that's pretty cool, right? All right, here we go. So it's going to be on the 8. Let's go ahead and drop down $30 for each one, which is $60 total. Okay. Again, we were out of the hand. That's why we did not level up on the last one. But here we go. And that is going to be the hard 6, guys. That is going to be the Dice Degen hard 6. That's going to pay us $35. That's one hit. So one hit is in the books. Put that back into the rack. There we go. And there's an 8. All right, we were out of this hand as well. That's going to be a 5-3. That's going to pay us $35. And no matter what happens right now, we're in profit. We don't have to worry about laddering up. Let's put that right there. Straighten up our rack a little bit. There we go. Let's go, shooter. There's a 10 down there on the end. So as of right now, we're barely making do, right? So we're barely scratching the water. Not in too much profit. We're kind of just hanging out, right? And there's a 7, 5-2. All right, so that pulls off everything. So we lose both of these. But we got our 2 hits. We got out the hand. So we are not worrying about laddering up. So let's get another point established. And it's going to be the 4-2-6. All right, mark the 6. So 4-2, we're going to drop down $60. Again, no worries, no reason to go up any higher, right? It's going to be $60, and there we go. Let's do it. Oh, that hit every wall on the side here. That's going to be the 4-2-6, though. That's going to pay us $35. Now, that is our point. That's one hit. Now, again, you have options. If you want to work to come out, you have that option to work to come out if you want to. Because you're playing the ladder style system, you can hit that 6 and 8 anytime you want to. I tell you what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start working that come out to see if it benefits us, right? To see if we can get out of the hand and start getting a little juice out of these because we know we're going to ladder it up anyways. I'm going to keep them working. I'm going to place them on, and let's make it happen. Here we go. And that's a 5. It doesn't matter on this one because it hits a 5. Let's mark the 5. So all of our bets are working again. And how about that? Right back on the 5. The point is on. Our bets are on, and here we go. Yeah, there's a 3. Still doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter. And there's a 7. That's where it hurts us, guys. That's the 6-1. It hit it. All right, so we whacked ourselves off. Okay. Well, wow, I shouldn't have said that. So we lost our points. Wow, I hope I don't get demonetized for that one. So what's going to happen is we have to ladder up, guys. We're going to ladder up. We're going to go up to a $60 bet. $60 bet says 50. And that is $60 bet on each, which is $120 total. We're just going to keep our bets working. Okay, keep our bets working. Here we go. All right, there's going to be a yo 11. Still no help to us. Not only 11. All right, there's an 8. Okay, so our bets were working. Okay, that's going to pay us $70. So 50, 60, 70. That does pull us back into range of profit. So we're going to pull all this back into the rack. I'm going to try to get it up as clean as I can. Okay, back into our rack just like that. And we are in profit. Let's pull this back to a $60 bet or $30 on each. This is marked the 8, and I think we're ready to keep rolling. Here we go. And there's the hard 8. There we go. I'll take it. Pays us $35. Now that does take off our point. So $35. Put that into the rack, and we're going to work our bets, guys. We're going to work them. Okay. We're going to work our bets. The puck is on, or the bets are on. The puck is off. And there's a 10 down there on the end. Big Ben. Here we go. Try to see if we can churn some profit out of this thing. All right, there we go. There's the 2-2. That's the hard 4. And there's a 9, a 6-3, 9. Again, no help to me. And there's a 7, 6-1. Okay, so we did not get both hits out of that one. So we're going to pull them back. Go pull this back. We're going to ladder up. So let's go to $60. I feel like even though you can't tell it, we are winning an additional $10 every time we ladder up and go back down. So we are churning a little bit of profit, but it's not major profit, right? It's not major. All right, the puck is going to be off. Our bet's going to work. We're going to work our bets. And here we go. And there's a 6. All right, that helps us out this time, right? That's going to pay us $70. So $70. Let's mark the 6. And let's pull all this all the way back down. Okay, this is going to come back down. All right, now you can start seeing a little bit of profit, right? Now you can start seeing what we're doing a little bit better. So pulling this back, let's go and straighten all this up a little bit. There and there. Now let's make these $30 each, just like that. The point is on the 6, and let's keep it rolling. Let's go, shooter. There's a 9, the 5-4. And there's a 10, hard way 10 down there on the end. What do we got here? 10. How about that? Back to back. This is the easy way this time, guys. That's the easy 10. Whoop. Diced off the table. Diced off the table. Here we go. Same dice. And there's a 9. Again, center field 9. No help to me. And there's an 8. All right. There we go. We got 2 hits out of this one. Pays us $35. The ladder has helped us out. We have not went over a $120 bet, which is good. Which is good, right? Actually, we never hit the black chips on here. It's really just been the 60 and 60, right? All right, that's an 8. That was a 5-3. Let's see if I can get that thing to roll back over. Come on. There we go. 5-3-8. All right, that's going to pay us $35. Again, still good. Still good. That's going back to our rack. I think we've maxed out our greens. Put that there. Started with $1,500, guys. There's a 4-1. No help to me. And there's another 4-1. No help to me. How about that? Oh, that's a 3-1, actually. And that was a 5-2-7. Okay, so I called it wrong. That was a 3-1. That's a 5-2. So I didn't want to call that one wrong. That is the bad number. That is the one that we do not want. Okay, let's do this for the last shooter. Let's do the last shooter. Let's find out how we do. Let's turn our puck off. We're going to turn our bets on. We're going to go up to, you know what? We got 2 hits out of it. So there's no reason to ladder up. Okay, we're going to stay at the same level. All right, so here we go. You ready? We know we're in profit. Our bets are working. Our puck is off. Here we go. And that is a hard 4, so that's going to be our new point. Turn on the point. All right, here we go, guys. And there's a hard 8. How about that, guys? That's a square pair. That's going to pay us $35. $35. Do we want to go a little rogue on here? Let's go grab some hard ways. We can do that. Let's grab the hard ways. Let's put it on this side. Let's grab the hard ways with this last one and put that $25 back into the rack. And let's see if it can benefit us. Here we go. There we go. And it's not going to benefit us. That's going to be that 617. That is the 617. We did not get out of hand. That's okay. That was the last shooter. We're going to see how we did. Okay. We started with $1,500. We started with $1,500. Let's move these out the way. Move this out the way. Let's see what we have here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's $1,000. So 1,500, 1,000. So we started with 1,500. Let's move these over to the side. Okay. And what we have here is that's not quite $500, but I'm going to count it out just to show you. So you have 100, 200, 300, 475. Let's grab a green chip here. And that's going to be a green chip. So that's 500. So this is our initial starting bankroll. Let's pull this back. This is our initial bankroll. So we did make some profit. Okay, I'll take this. I'll take a little ladder system profit, right? So I know that's $100. That's 100. Let's count these out. That's 25. That's 35, 45. That's 50. That's 55, 60, $160, guys. I'll take $160 profit in a few rolls. This is a 6 and 8 ladder system. Now, we did not have to go into the $1,500 bankroll that I probably had there. But again, you never know how high these bets would get without that 6 and 8 hitting, right? We never had to go to those big bets, but sometimes you have to plan for it just in case because you never know how high that could get. All right, guys, I put content like this every single week. If you enjoy this type system, let me know in the comments down below. Do you played it? Until next time, mark the point. Stay awesome.